Log on to HRTV.com for more information. This is HRTV Rewind, taking a look back at the racing week.
They're in the gate. And they're off. Oh, little bobble at the break there for Cheetah, but they've got a long way to go to make that up.
Christoph, you've got 3 of the 6 horses in the Sheepshead Bay. Talk about what goes into a decision to run so many in a six-pack like this, Grade 2.
It's a lack of opportunity. You know, if we had more racers going long on the grass, then we could spread them out a little bit. But at that time of the year, the Sheepshead Bay is the only race going a mile and a quarter or more on the East Coast.
Giants Play and Tariq, both trained by you, Christoph, and a nose separated them on the wire in the Grade 3 Orchid last time out. Both of them were making their second starts in 2011. Talk about their chances.
They are both, basically every single lot I'm running this afternoon are all doing well, training well, and I just think that every single one of them deserve a shot to run because of the way they've been acting in the morning. Giant Play was a little bit unlucky in the Orchid. She moved to the front a touch early in the race because the way the race unfolded. She looks great to look at, and she had 2 starts here. She has not won, but she ran 2 good races, and I think she's improving. So we'll see what happens. And then the last one, Tarip, has always been a little bit unlucky. She's black type already. She came as a maiden from Ireland. She's a little bit one pace, so she probably will be the closest one to the pace. As you said, Ramon Dominguez will not ride her this afternoon because he took off his mount, but David Cohen will ride her instead. He's a great substitute. He's a strong jock. He's got a very good sense of pace. And then we'll go from there.
Christoph, with 3 horses in the 6-horse field, do you try to choreograph this race in any way with your 3 jockeys? Do you let them just ride their own race?
No, everybody's riding for themselves. Everybody should try riding for themselves. And even if I'm running 3, unfortunately there's only one winner. So, there's just, we are trying to win. I did run 3 horses in the Orchid, and that day Graham Motion beat us with La Luna de Miel. All of ours ran well. They finished 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, like neck and nose apart, but there's only one winner,
How is Hibayeb doing after her 3rd place finish down at Gulfstream? How has she made the trip to New York, and how's she training up to the Sheepshead Bay?
She's trained really well. We got the comeback race we wanted down there, and she ran a pretty good race. Tappett's Fly got loose on the lead, and we never really could run her down. She got a little tired towards the end, but after that, she came out of that race in good shape, and has done well since we got back to New York. Did a good piece of work on the grass the other day at Belmont. Seemed to go really well over this course, and it looks like the rain's going to hold off here, so we should get firm ground. And I said the only thing she can't do is run on real soft ground, so hopefully we don't get any kind of shower between now and then, and it stays firm, and it should be good to go. She has to have come on from that race. She looks a lot better. As I said, her work the other day on the grass at Belmont was a really good piece of work. I think she's done better since we got back to New York. She's handled this dirt track, even just training daily at Belmont, a little better. So we feel we've got a fitness edge, and so, yes, to answer your question, I didn't work around her in the UK, and I didn't actually work around her when she ran those 2 races last fall. So I'm just going by how she's done since she came to us in December, January down there. And this is by far the best she's done. So I'd like to think we're going to get one of her best races from her. And, I know that Yellow Ribbon wasn't the strongest Yellow Ribbon in the world, but that race would make her pretty tough here, going a mile and 3/8.
Belle Watning trying to go the distance here is the leader at the top of the stretch and now sent on for home. Luna de Miel is there on the outside. The rail is opening up for Heeb. Giant's Play comes through down toward the inside. On the far outside, it's Cheetah. A mad dash to the wire. Heeb has come away with the lead. And down on the inside, Giant's Play. Heeb, Giant's Play. On the far outside, Cheetah, and it is Heeb the winner. Giants Play finishing second, Cheetah third, and Belle Watling fourth. Gitchi Gumi comes roaring down the outside. And chorus music in behind horses, and here is Gitchi Gumi. Gitchi Gumi now is sweeping up for a short lead. Paraiba fighting her all the way. Chorus music too late down on the rail. Gitchi Gumi got it. Lubash going head-to-head with Pocket Cowboys. Pocket Cowboys has something left. A stubborn foe is he. It's Pocket Cowboys holding on. Lubash will be second best to Pocket Cowboys. Lubash finishing second. Positive Fever third. Science is fourth.
Well, this filly, let's see, she'd run a mile and 3/8 a couple of times, and those were probably her better races. And her race at Keeneland was a good race. And, I'm not making this so much out as being a move against the boys. I'm really just trying to stay here at Churchill, not Shipper. I think it's more of a conservative move than anything. But they made it out to a big deal here, so I guess go on with it.
Well, it's a big deal because it's not often done, but Kirtana has shown she can handle just about any kind of competition. You had to be very proud of her performance at Churchill in the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Turf, only beaten a half length at 31-1 despite losing more ground than she was beaten by. At that stage, she was terrific. Do you think she's every bit as good now as she was then?
I actually think this filly's better this year, and I even said that earlier in the winter that she's trained better than she ever has. And I hope I'm right, because if she is, she's is one of the dominating fillies, or at least top 5 fillies in the country going around. Going long. So we'll just have to see.
Racing down towards the final furlong. Guy's Reward. Not a great deal of room for Kirtana. She's having to be brave against the hedge. Kirtana, Guy's Reward. Bear Path bearing down on the outside. 3 of them, 50 yards to go. Bear Path, Guy's Reward, Kirtana. Terribly close. Kirtana the inside. Guy's Reward in the centre. Bear Path on the outside. In the blink of an eye, 3 past the line, locked together in the Louisville Handicap. First, number 4, Kirtana. Second, number 9. Third, number 3. The fourth horse was number 6.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Churchill Downs, and I want you to give a hand to somebody really special. This is Brass Hat, ladies and gentlemen. Brass Hat is an amazing horse. He is retiring from racing at the age of 10. There's one of his buddies, one of his riders, Calvin Burrell, aboard. I'm pretty sure Calvin could win on him without a saddle. At the age of 10, he's retiring. He won 40 starts. He ran 40 times in his career. He won 10 of those. He earned $2 million in his career.
I'll tell you what, he's meant something to the family. He's been a great racehorse, a warrior, and especially to all these fans. I mean, he's had so many fans that we love, and it's great to have a horse like this.
Up next on Rewind.
How are we feeling today?
Man, we are jacked up.
Damn. He's got a six-pack.
Amazing. But,
all right, Mikey.
You're watching HRTV Rewind.
We're going to see Mike Smith, and from what the ladies have said, Mike
like?
Smith is the best.
Damn.
Really?
He's got a six-pack.
He's amazing. But,
all right, Mikey.
Ted had spoken to a bunch of them about the idea, and I think they're pretty darn proud of being incredible athletes, like unbelievably attractive under those silks. And it really took very little to talk them into pulling their shirts off and and posing for the camera.
Barbara, how important was it to you to address this sort of topic, showing guys in sexy poses with minimal clothing? How important was it to address that from an artistic standpoint?
It was such a fun challenge because it was so completely different from anything I've done before. Just because why would I ever be photographing half-naked men? And certainly half-naked men with a six-pack abs, like the word ripped seems to be defined for these guys. And I didn't know that they looked that good under the silks. So the first person who we took his shirt off was Calvin. And when I saw how beautiful he was, we tried to make him fan-friendly. We posed him with a Shetland pony because so many little fans like him. We didn't want to frighten away little fans. But once I saw what he looked like, I thought this is going to be the most fun shoot of my life. I had a blast with these gents. I couldn't wait for them to all pull their clothes off.
We've had her here at Arlington right after the Churchill race. She came up here, and she had a really good work coming into this race. We feel like she's back at the top of her game. I really, to this day, can't give a good excuse for the Churchill effort. We were worried that maybe something was wrong, but she came out of the race in good shape, and she had a great work over the track here, so we're hoping she can bounce back.
Patch attack down to this final furlong, a 5-length leader from Home's the Best. Between horses is Milwaukee Appeal. It's tea time up the fence, and the Grand Belladora. Here's Patch attack for Rogeroo for Gerard Butler in the Arlington Matron. Patch attack won by a half dozen lengths.
There's a very competitive field. I think you're right as far as Wilcox is probably the favorite in the race. And, I think he'll settle real nice and come running. That's how he's won both his races. He's come from about 10 back in both of his wins. And probably would have won the first time out if he'd had a little better trip. He kind of got boxed in that first maiden race that day.
He's been a little bit of a spotty runner where he'll be out the back door of a race like he was in the Breeders' Cup and then come running up the rail late, where the riders would say to me, this horse is like dropping the bit down the backside and then picking it up late. And so we're hoping that the blinkers are just going to have him in a little more of a, forward position that gives him a better chance to get it done in the end. And in his works, he's worked a little bit more efficiently with the blinkers on. So we hope it works in the afternoon.
Into the stretch, 3/4 in 1:17 and 3/5 seconds. Here's Wilcoxon. Wilcoxon strikes the front, is now quickening away from Crimson Knight. Extensive Sun Tracer on the outside. It's Wilcoxon in the Arlington Classic. Wilcoxon wins by 3 in a 3-way go for second. Sun Tracer just over Extensive.
We've got a group together that's all in stables. They're my best friends. They're the best owners. Mike Stidham, Mike and Hillary, they're just the best. Great trainers, better friends, really. It's just, this facility, it's just so great to get the second win here in this kind of race. And we're just looking forward to run through these 3 like nobody's business, man.
Awesome. So assuming all's well, we'll see him back for the American Derby, right?
I don't think I got ass stick about that, but maybe I do. He runs the horses. We're in it, as you know, for the drinking and the gambling, so.
You mentioned he had a number of setbacks. Have you had any going into this next race?
No. He's been straightforward and training pretty well.
When you said he was a little too far back, and we're just showing the race back now, where would you like to see him placed in today's race?
Well, I'm assuming there's 3 speed horses in there, and I would assume they'll all go. Of course, you never know that, and so I should be laying 4th.
What if Martin Garcia is going to try and do his thing with Librarian Freighter and just slow the pace down? Would you tell Victor to just maybe take the initiative?
No, it wouldn't make any difference to this horse.
The usual QT has 4 to come, and Joel Rosario demands a final furlong from Sydney's Candy. Rye Hill Dreamer trying to gun him down on the money. He's got him in his sights. Sydney's Candy 3/4. Rye Hill Dreamer a surge on the outside. Sydney's Candy. Rye Hill Dreamer. The 72nd American Handicap goes to Rye Hill Dreamer on the money over Sydney's Candy, the usual QT, and Leroy's Dynamo. They make the swing for home in the Regal Gal. Prize Informant trying to hold off Bessie M and Blue Eyed Sweetie. Prize Informant all hard and all out on the front end. She's still in front. In fact, getting away once again. Prize Informant very game this afternoon. Blue Eyed Sweetie now moving to second. It's Prize Informant, and she scores the upset in the Regal Gal.
Indian Legend on the inside. Tar Heel Mom on the outside. They're stride for stride as they come past the gate pole. Tar Heel Mom's got her work cut out today. Indian Legend, a tough foe on the inside. Indian Legend trying to upset Tar Heel Mom. Indian Legend, Tar Heel Mom, Indian Legend, yes! Indian Legend has done it!
50 proof, desperate, stunning stag, Don Cavallo, those three, 70 yards out, 50 proof, picture perfect in the eclipse. Defeating Don Cavallo, a show photo between stunning stag and Soul Elite.
The early leaders have been swallowed up. It is now Beachcombing in front. Crimson China to the outside. And Jay Isle at the rail. Crimson China and Beachcombing. These two down to the wire. And Crimson China wins the Lamplighter. Into the final furlong, Dab Nabbit trying to pull off the upset. He's still there. Holding Gunfighter. It is still Dab Nabbit, and Pablo Fragoso go all the way into Riley. Gunfighter was second.
When HRTV Rewind returns.
Yes, we actually have 3 millionaires.
Workforce is back, and he's back with a great performance. He wins the Brigadier Gerard.
You're watching HRTV Rewind.
Rachel, you got a big weekend coming up. As we mentioned, the Grand Circuit, over $670,000 in purses, including the 18th edition of the Dan Patch Invitational for older pacers. And it looks like you got yourself a millionaire at the top of the class.
Yes, we actually have 3 millionaires, and we have one, the West, which you're speaking of, the $3 million winner. We have Hypnotic Blue Chip with 1 million, almost 1.5 million. So, and also Vintage Master is a millionaire. So we're really excited to have these great horses. And Giddy Up Lucky actually looks to be a threat. I talked to some of the drivers. They're a little worried about him. And we also have our own All That Glitters is Gold in this race, which I'm super excited about and I'm pulling for, you know, since race is here, a little bit of a home advantage there.
Vintage Master to the outside, out of the center of the track, Giddy Up Lucky with a rush. They've less than 1/8 of a mile to go now. In the Dan Patch, Giddy Up Lucky on the outside has taken the lead for Goodell. To the inside, it's Vintage Master. Moving up in the inside, Golden Receiver. They come to the wire, Giddy Up Lucky winning the 18th edition of the Dan Patch.
Well, you know, here she's a real star. I mean, people just, you know, talk about her, and I have phone calls, people from the media coming almost every week to see her, to film her, to have a glance, and well, she's a real star here.
Is it a challenge to begin the season at 1 1/8 miles and then cut back a furlong?
No, it's not. Listen, the distance, 1 1/8 miles, it's a little far for her, and it's stretching her, but a mile is a real distance. So going back to a mile is not a problem. Last year she did it. We won the Pretty Span, and then we went to ask her to win the Queen Anne. So I hope we can make it this year again. What's remarkable is that she's got the same will, and she wants to run. She kept her fighting spirit. Maybe she got a little bit heavier. She's put on some muscles and some weight, you know, with age. But she's exactly the same. She's got the same way of doing things, and she's kept her speed, and she's very easy to train. I mean, she's just she's lovely. She's a lovely mare, and she's a great horse for a trainer. I mean, she's so easy. She does what you want.
Berg is trying to fight back as they enter the final furlong. On the far side, Montaf is running a big race, but it's Blue Bajan and Danny Tudhope out in front here. And Blue Bajan, the 9-year-old, is going to win the Henry II Stakes, and he does it really well from Montaf second. Workforce in the clear on the near side now, begins to eat into his lead though, and starts to dig deep. Workforce the near side from Poet. These two about 4 lengths clear of in third place Jan Vermeer, Cavalryman. There goes Workforce, takes up the running from Poet, who comes back on the far side. Poet, just pressing the Derby and Art winner, but Workforce is back, and he's back with a great performance. He wins the Brigadier Gerard.
And it's the checker inside the furlong who kicked a couple of lengths clear. Regal Parade is beginning to run on against the fence, and then Doncaster Rover. The checker first one on the field here. Regal Parade is bearing down on him. The checker is clinging on grimly, and the checker gains a deserved big race success.
Down the middle of the back, Belshazzar and Nakayama Knight with Debonair even wider out, running on. Also Wind Variation with Katsuneando strikes the front, running on late. Also Orfev and Wind Variation. Orfev kicks, Orfev by a length and a half from Wind Variation. Orfev goes on and scores the favourite, Wind Variation. Belshazzar third, then Nakayama Knight, Cresco Grand.
Well, it's a service that allows individuals who are in possession of a thoroughbred that may require aftercare after its racing or breeding career has ended to find parties who are interested in providing such services to those horses. On the other side of that equation is it also provides a similar opportunity for folks that would be willing to extend or to provide aftercare services to horses to go onto our interactive registration site, name those horses that they're interested in, and then at the time, if the at the end of the racing career, the breeding career, and the owner would like to place the horse into someone else's hands for retirement, they can log on to the website, see who's interested, and then make the arrangements privately.
Pretty much at the request of a lot of people that visit the farm. And it gives everybody a chance to, talk about the horse's career. We show some of their races on the TV. Bucky Sally, of course, who's the bugler at Keeneland, comes over and plays the last call to post. And we all have a little thimble full of bourbon.
Are you getting some help there? Are you getting the needed money to keep your organization open?
It's unbelievable. We're, strange as it may seem, we're in better financial shape now than we were a month ago, thanks to, and we got several very significant donations from your viewers, and I really appreciate it. It's amazing what happens when you just tell people the truth. You just say, look, this is what's going on, and I don't really know what to do about it. What do you think? We've raised a ton of money, and we've gotten we've attracted the interest of some people that really are really good businessmen and women that are going to help us too.
That's all for Rewind this week. Here's a look at what's coming up next week on HRTV.
Yeah, he works out locally, by the way, if you girls are planning on going to the gym. So.
Here, now go ahead. You can ask me. Go ahead, ask me what I thought.
Wait, I didn't see your picture in the calendar.
They're okay.
You, sir, are on first call.
Oh, great.